Hello, my name is Shaughnessy, and this video is on Virgo rising. And for the new moon on March 13th, so this is a little late. So the March 13th new moon in Pisces. So with Virgo rising, Pisces falls into your 7th house. So the 7th house has to do with relationships, so marital partners, contracts, business, work relationships, the type of people you attract. And so your 7th house, you have Pisces. So you attract Pisces kind of people and relationships. And so with Pisces, it could be that you attract people to rescue, because Pisces with Neptune which is a natural connection. It can be working with addicted people. So you might attract addictive people. You could be addictive, have an addictive personality. So you really want to be careful with this in your relationships, because you tend to see people as their best selves, and you almost block out not seeing their not their best selves. So you really want to, are you seeing people with these rose-colored glasses? Are you putting yourself in a illusion? You're just not really seeing things clearly. So and it can be tough in relationships, because you want to see that person in their best light, but then you're not seeing when you get sucker punched and they have a horrible drug addiction that you've been ignoring or not wanting to see, or they're an alcoholic, and you didn't see that right away. And it's so you really have to really try to keep your eyes open and look for signs in your relationships. It's also, the 7th house has to do with harmony. So with Pisces, you want to see the best in people. You don't want to go there in negative relationships. But I'm just saying, be careful and try to be grounded when you're around people, so that you're seeing them for who they truly are this lifetime also. So you have Venus, Neptune, and the Sun and Moon there during this new moon. And with Venus there, it could be, you could be attracted to artists right now, and maybe the art world, and maybe you're going to start actually being an artist, with other factors that I will be talking about in a little bit. But it's just, the main thing is to be careful and really try to see people for who they are, not who you want them to be. Otherwise, like I said, it's like you'll be disillusioned. The other thing is that with that Neptune there, in your 7th house, you might be in business relationships. It might have something to do with caring for people, or your work is about caring with people. Even though your daily work is more about your 6th house, which we'll get to, or in your career 10th house. But it's being that with Virgo rising, is that Virgo energy is to be of service. So Virgo rising, you want to make sure you're taking care of yourself first before you take care of others, which is the 7th house. So you know, it's just like putting that oxygen mask on first in the airplane before you help others with it. So don't ignore yourself when you are with others, and especially like marriage partnerships, business partnerships. You know, just don't think everything's going to be okay. You need to take care of yourself. So the other houses that are being triggered with this new house, the new moon, is the fourth house. So your fourth house of home. So it could be seeing friends from your past, from growing up. You might run into them where you haven't seen them in years. Or they might come over, show up, send you a letter, contact you. Maybe changes in your home can be kind of triggering of your past life relationships that could come up. And the other part of the South Node is being too, because the South Node's in Sagittarius in your fourth house, you could be a little too dogmatic in your belief systems and pushing them on others. So be careful that you're being open-minded with other members of your family. Or you could be bringing in spiritual groups into your homes and having meetings. The next house to be triggered would be not necessarily trigger. I'm not saying things are triggered. It's more of being energy added to. So because you have a planet in your fifth house, which is Pluto going through there right now. So that energy in Capricorn first thing I want to say is be careful if you don't want to be pregnant. With Pluto going through the fifth house of children, it could mean a pregnancy. So if you're not wanting one, or if you do want one and you've been trying, having it in Capricorn, you might have to work a little harder at getting pregnant. But with Pluto there, it's changing, something with changing, with transformation about children. And it could just be that you are teaching children out of your home now because of COVID. But or, you know, like an art class, something creative, working with children. And it could be you know, maybe buy a lottery ticket. Pluto is transformation, fifth house is luck. And the other thing that I like to look at with the fifth house is also that it's a type of, or it can enhance your intuition. So with Pluto there, you could be going deeper in any kind of meditations, or going deeper, or creating that stronger connection with spirit, with your intuition or psychic abilities. So the next house that have planets in it would be the sixth house. So the sixth house is your daily work, it's your health. You have Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury in Aquarius. So with those planets in there, you really want to maybe having a good foundation of better eating habits right now, because you don't want issues with your health to come up. So with Jupiter there, it helps you might put on more weight. So you kind of want to be watching for that. And maybe you're gonna, with Mercury there, just talk about different health things. and think about it. But make sure you don't create ill health. So with your thoughts, with Mercury, you want to kind of make sure you're not focusing and worrying about something so much that you create it in your body, because everything begins with a thought. So, but doing a solid foundation of getting healthy, doing a daily walk, getting connected with the earth is a really good time for this. It's also being disciplined in your daily tasks at work. So maybe you're getting hit with extra work at work, and so you're having to really be organized and take on extra work at this time. So just make sure that you're not taking on too much that you're becoming an alcoholic. But staying organized and disciplined with Saturn there is going to help you. Saturn going through your 6th house of health could bring restrictions. So be careful when you're walking, when you're driving, not to really have any accidents, and pay attention to your surroundings, because Saturn is karma, and you don't want to create something like that's going to make you change your daily routine, so be careful with your health. The other house is the 9th house, and that has Uranus in it, and that's in the sign of Taurus. So Uranus, or the 9th house, is your higher education. You might want to go back and grab a couple extra classes from college or something, or take a adult education class, something for work, or just go deeper in your own spirituality, because that represents the 9th house. It's also long distance travel. So even though you're not planning a vacation or planning a trip on a couple states away, or even a country, Uranus, you could have unexpected long distance travel with that there. And the other house that will be triggered at this time for this month would be the 10th house. And that has Mars in the North Node in Gemini. So your 10th house is your career. And having Mars there in the North Node, Mars is going to give you the energy. It's going to give you the warrior attitude, being aggressive for what you want to create in your career. And being the North Node, that's where your soul wants to gravitate to. So you have those energies right now to start really being kind of aggressive in your career, but make sure you're not too much, that you're not walking all over people or being rude to them or that kind of thing. But it could be a change, or taking action to a advancement in your career. So that has to do with the Virgo rising and the new moon falling in the 7th house. So I hope you create a fun week and do something different. Thank you.